Okay, I'm Alistair Christie from Delphi.tv, and this video is extremely long. All I'm doing is editing legacy code. I'm recording this after doing it, so it's almost 2 hours of me just fixing trivialities in the code that, just make minor improvements. This is kind of the reverse process of death by 1,000 cuts. So making 1,000 modifications to hopefully improve the code slightly. And I don't know if it's not worthwhile. A lot of the effort I'm going to here, I would possibly not do for a client, but this is a project of my own, which may or may not continue to go anywhere. It's some legacy code, and I'm just tidying it up for now to see how much I can improve it. So the tools I'm using, so Delphi Lint is one. Experts, there's a code formatter in here which I'm using, which I've customized a bit. CNPack, there's a uses cleaner, and there's a code formatter in here as well. But anyway, and so from the tools menu, Pascal Expert, this is one of my favorite tools for finding doing static code analysis. Although I'm quite enjoying Delphi Lint as well, particularly because you can right click and apply changes. Do need to be careful though. I have had a problem with removing some unnecessary inherited calls, and it removed the entire procedure, the contents of the entire procedure. But anyway, and that's probably about all we're running in here. I could potentially use the audits and metrics. I've never found them particularly good. I probably need to go through and just pull out only some useful ones. But yeah, obviously I'm not fixing every single issue. We can see there are quite a few things left over. But also, this is kind of what my screen normally looks like. This is a 4K screen, and I have 3 of them. So there's one off to the left and one off to the right, which I just dump windows in. I might have so the security cameras operating on one of them, and email and all sorts of other bits and pieces, and various AI coding windows and things like that I can consult. So particularly I use Claude a lot. I subscribe to ChatGPT, but I haven't been using it very much. And also Gemini. That seems to be pretty reasonable at doing coding things as well, but and other things. But anyway, I digress. This video is extremely long. I wouldn't expect you to watch to the end. Feel free to watch it at double speed or more. And yeah, it is just me modifying legacy code based on static analysis, or code formatting and static analysis, and going through. It's yeah, not the most exciting, but if you want to get a feel for editing Delphi code, then yeah, this might be of benefit. Anyway, on with the show. If you want to see more, do like the video. Otherwise, yeah, leave a comment. Let me know if I've made any mistakes. It's entirely possible. But I have gone through and checked everything. I haven't actually ran the code. There is some dunit or dunit-x. What, dunit or dunit-x? I'm not sure. One of the other code, but it covers such a minute portion of the application. I've had good success using Claude Code to create unit tests, but usually stuff that's actually testable, which a lot of these things not really testable. But anyway, on with the show. Hope you enjoy. If not, don't watch all of it. I'm Alistair Christie. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, let's open a unit. Must inquiry, that one will do. So this is a data module, and let's have a look. How many lines have we got? Okay, so I'm going to start by reformatting it, and I've been mostly playing with the Experts code formatter, which I have assigned to the hotkey Control-Alt-Shift-3. Okay, so that's been reformatted. I'll save that and right-click open that Windows Explorer and let's have a look. What did it change? So, yep, removing that extra space and capitalizing booleans and things like that. That's all good. Putting the else on new line, that's good. Yeah, integer should have a capital I and so on. Okay, so that's... Yes. Yeah, I suppose it's all right. Self. Self should be capital. I am going to keep that one. Prop. Yep. Good. Good. Okay. Yep. Let's reload that. And commit that change. Okay. That's capitalized. That's good. That would be nice if that was capitalized, but I'm not going to worry about those at the moment. And I think, yep, we're good. Okay. Those are the G experts. Okay. So basically, I'm tidying up code, and what I want to do is kind of minimize the amount of effort I need to do. So I've the G experts code formatter configuration. G experts code flow. Not that enabled, but we can configure it. And I've changed some of the default settings. I can't remember exactly what I've toggled. With capitalization, I've got this use list, and I'm going to add self to that. And so I'm not sure. I should have something maybe that. Add and use, except I'm not sure. But anyway, those are the settings I've had. And there's quite a lot of configuration you can do with the GExperts code formatter. I've played around with others. So also in CNPAC, there is a code formatter. And there's nowhere near as much configuration available for it, particularly around capitalization, but that's all right. And then there's also a pass format, which is I don't like. I haven't managed to get the options working correctly. If I run this, it puts, let's go find if puts the begins at the end of the line. Meant to be able to configure that, but I've not been able to get the settings file working. So in Tools Settings, think about it. Okay, I've got it in bin folder, and I can go there. And there's meant to be this TOML file for the configuration. I'll just edit it in the notepad. And begin style always wrap. It seems to work, but it seems to read it all right. But that's meant to put the begins on the new line. But it doesn't seem to work from here. I have to test it on the command line, but it doesn't seem to be working entirely. But anyway, Let's not save that. Yeah, that one. It's one of the really old units that have, it's kind of an 8-character file name. So, this file will be going back almost 30 years with some of the code. Oops. Okay, so my next step is going to be to run Delphi Lint. Analyze this file. Let's check this over here somewhere. So normally my screen is 4K, and I have 3 4K monitors, which perform quite a wide panorama. But yeah, I'm doing it, recording this 1080p because it's a bit friendlier for you watching. So I'm just going to go through and fix those. Unnecessary imports I've found to be quite unreliable. Like if I remove these, they'll just get added back. That one maybe. But anyway, let's rename that one. Okay. So, yep, that's any self should be fixed. A with statement. With listings. Okay, so that's a table. Yeah, I might leave that one for now. No, we can get rid of it. So, just comment that out for now. And let's copy. It's going to copy that. Here we go. Cached updates. Close. Field names. Open. Okay, so we can get rid of those. That. And I'm not sure if cached updates is on these days. But yeah, some of this code is so old, I do not know what it does anymore. And so I'm probably going to leave anything that's not trivial to fix. I'm going to not worry about for now. And so prior, yep, fix that one. Activity before post. Inherited. That one I can remove. But this one, because it does have inheritance, because it inherits from... Oops, no, I'm going to control click on that. So it's not executing that. So it's changing the behavior. So I would probably, oops, not, yep, no, that one got fixed. Probably not change that. So yeah, I should probably leave a comment. Tenant before post, yeah, that one can go because the tenant is introduced in that one. And so I think those inheriteds are fine to go. URLs, yes. Listings after scroll, no, I'm not going to change that one. Rename. Add message. Yeah, probably should. Oh, with alteration. Yeah, that's probably lots of things. I'll probably not worry about that. That's what we're up to. Initialize this variable before using it. Yeah, it's probably doing that automatically. Well, I think it's a record, and so it's probably filling in all the fields. It probably should have. Yeah, I'm not comfortable removing those straight away, but that one can be fixed. And yeah, maybe that should be in capitals. DS equals nil. Yep, that should be. And that should be not assigned. Fixing names. Yep. I'm going to ignore these. Okay. So I'm just going to save that, and then I'm going to rerun it and have another quick look through. Now, I've noticed sometimes it's better to start from the bottom and work your way up because occasionally I've run into problems where it's not recalculated the line numbers, because if you delete a line, it's got to recalculate the position, and then things start to go badly wrong when you're doing automatic fixes. That's that with implementation. Oh, we can try that. And VCL forms. Oh, that shouldn't be there at all, ideally. It uses the application variable. You shouldn't have any VCL units in data modules, ideally. That's kind of bad. What is it doing? Application creating it. Yeah. Yeah, it's not automatically freed. Okay. So those are perfectly reasonable suggestions. And anything else there? Remove this empty routine. No, that's stopping the inherited version of that from being called. Yeah, save alteration, too complicated. Yep, I would agree with that. So they need to get a little bit careful with these redundant inherited calls. Queue listing before post. I don't think queue listing's in here. I'm pretty sure. No. Okay, so they are safe to go. There is nothing in the and I might leave that there in case there is one added to the base class. Likewise with that one. So although it's currently redundant, in the future it might not be. Okay. So that's Delphi Lint. I'm now going to use Pascal Analyzer. And installing GExperts has messed up my icons for Pascal Analyzer. So let's quick analysis. Detailed analysis and see what it comes up with. Got a bit more space for that. So it's Pascal Expert, not Analyzer. Oh, and I think that's got stuck. Let's do a quick analysis instead. Okay, redundant parentheses. Yep, should go. Really nice. I'd really love a right click to apply. Yep, with statement. For loop not used. Yep, that's fine. Just creating a 5-character random password. Empty begin end. Yeah, no, that has to stay. Value parameters that are set. Save alteration inherited. Okay, that should be. Let's give it a quick. I've got so many plugins installed at the moment for testing things out that all my keyboard shortcuts that I use on a regular basis are not. So save alteration, whole words. Okay, that's only used in there. And is it private? It's private. So that should be completely safe to remove that one. Okay. Save that for now. Okay, back to Pascal Expert. Unsuitable names, yes, probably. Value parameters that are set. Not quite sure what that's referring to, but anyway. Identifiers never used. Oh, is that even not assigned? Add text calc fields. So if we go to add text, should be that one. Nope, it is assigned. So that is used. So not quite sure. Current listing. That's private. That is indeed not used. Let's get rid of it. Oh. No, I can't get rid of it. In fact, I'll just comment that out for a second because we will miss. It's part of the interface. So let's put that back. Consider using interface type. No. Okay, so that's some good fixes from Pascal Expert, and I could also have a look at tools. No, project. Run fix exam. Oh no. I only want to do the current file. Go away. Okay. Project. Okay, yeah, I know that one. Variable I not used in for loop. That's correct, but I still want to count to 5. Direct floating point comparison. Yeah, that should probably particularly some databases, the date granularity is not the same as the Delphi T-date time. And so when you save a date into a particular some databases and then retrieve it back, you might not get the same date time. So yes, this is probably bad. I think I'm going to leave it for now. Too long, and I think I'm going to disable. I'm not too concerned. So what's that one? C107. So tools. No, project settings. C107. Let's turn that one off. Okay, and that's been saved. Let's. What do I have? A nope. Let's close that. Show an Explorer. Now I should have a nice description on these changes. Oh, the other thing. So before I get too carried away, let's go cnpack and use the users cleaner. So I'm just going to use it on the current unit, and I've turned off many of these things because most of them are not an issue. Contains text. That's stray utils, I think. I wonder if I removed that accidentally with Delphi Lint. That would not surprise me. Let's just compile it again. There are plenty of warnings I need to work through. So this probably had no warnings in Delphi 10 or something. I'm not sure, but a few have crept in. Project, no, cnpack uses cleaner, and let's see if it finds anything. Probably list all the FireDAC units because it generally does that, but they get put back indirectly. So yeah. So I think if I remove these, they just get added back. So I'll skip those. So that's all good. Let's save that. Back to here, load changes. Okay, it's a stray utils. It was there. And I just want to have a quick look and make sure there's nothing that for post, so just some calls inherited. So that's exactly what it would do if it wasn't there. Before post contact. Yeah, tenant, that's fine. Tenant. They're not in the base class, so that should be fine. Same with the URLs. Okay, that's good. Fine, fine, fine. It's null, that is not assigned, so that's good. And that is fine. And I could probably remove the standard from there. But anyway. From Delphi Lint, and what would you use? Pascal Expert, I think. Pascal Expert. And it looks like it's 2 words, but that'll be fine. Okay. Okay, so next up, I'm going to go into Claude. Please examine, what's paste? Shift insert? Control insert? Shift insert. So inconsistencies, I think it's spelled wrong, but that's all right. Logic errors, any other improvements you can suggest. So I'm just going to get Claude Code to have a look at the file, and sometimes it does actually find bugs. I have been finding quite a few minor things, nothing like egregious, but I think it is quite useful to run it over the file and see what it comes up with. So I think if I remove that and compile, yeah, so it just gets added straight back. So let's close that without saving it. And this is one I was working on earlier. And that's the ancestor of that project. I think I would probably not inherit data sets again, it's a little bit awkward, but I have that so if I do a search for that, find in files, so we've got 4 data modules that inherit from that one, and yeah, they all behave a little bit differently. So those 2 are for actually editing data. That one is just for reporting, and that one is for reading in data. And yeah, there's lots of mechanisms for loading, loading CSV files, XML files, JSON files, and whatever into this application. So it has a dedicated sort of data module for it, but not. Yeah, I think inheriting. I don't need test insights. Anyway, let's have a look, see what Claude has come up with. Code review. 10 things. Okay. Okay, save alteration asserts TFT table does not send from TFT custom. Uh, 277. And normally go Alt G, but that's, I think G Experts is that one. So what is this saying? Well, yep, okay. I think this one. I mean, this is working, so I think that's probably okay. Password is not initialized for 444. That's true. And the other thing I could do, I could do this slightly differently. Go 1 to 5. No. I mean, that's a managed type, so that's okay. So that should be an empty string by default. So it'll get initialized to an empty string. Whereas, for instance, this integer, that'll be just whatever's in memory. So I think that's fine. Yep, but technically works. However, this generates only one. Yep, that's fine. I mean, it's just a temporary password. Is a dangling statement. 213. Yep, I'm going to say that can probably go. Yeah, I think this is not a problem. I'll so let's go to Notepad. So that's 3. If I get to fix anything, I want Claude to know what I've done. And if I save that, I'll save that now just in case. Okay, URLs before post. Successive statements ending in else if. Okay, let's go to 238. Okay. Because I think you can have a u2.be as a thing for YouTube. I don't see necessarily anything wrong with that. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. So it's saying if it contains both YouTube and Vimeo, it's likely going to be could cause a problem. But I'm going to say I'm not concerned. 5. Yes, this is true. That's about 409. So if assign self. Yes. I mean, that's not a class method or anything. So I have no idea if I've put that in for some weird reason. I mean, I could. One thing I could do is go blame. Which is not there. Switch. Oh, can I not go blame on it when it's uncommitted? I'm going to say that this is probably impossible. because what I have up here, rather than having a variable for DM listing inquiry, I have a function which automatically creates it. So if it's not assigned, so if this one's not assigned, it creates it and returns it. And there's a variable to say it's created, because sometimes you want to check if it is created and not do anything if it's not. But this means that on its first use it gets created, and it's really hard to anyway, self. Yeah, I'm gonna say what line number was that? Oops, 409. I should have bookmarked that. 409. This is redundant. Last media. Yeah, that's kind of horrible hackery going on there, I think. Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to leave it in. I'm not sure about that. Save alteration skips when alteration date equals today. Okay, I can say fix 6. So that was pointed out to us, 274, with both Fix Insight and Pascal Expert. What was it? 274. So that's this comparison. I'm going to say fix 7. Yep, 6. Floating point comparison. Date returns midnight. Oh, maybe I should leave that. I don't know. Yes. Yes, this is exactly what it does. The comment did not suggest the internal was intentional performance. If this is permanent, a comment explaining. Yes, probably should have a comment. I don't want to worry about that. I get 8 calls in here. But the parent class does not declare harmless but misleading. Yes, I might leave that because, yeah, I don't think that is harmless. So what it's saying is that line 358. Here we go. So this method. So this is the table listings with the field current price, and it's the on change event. So when the price changes, I want to change I think this is the date the price has changed. So it's recording that last changed. So, but it's saying this inheritance is redundant because there's no, in the ancestor class, there's nothing to overwrite. But possibly one day I might add something in. But I'm going to leave that because it is harmless. Better to be safe than sorry sometimes. It's 457. Numbers only set text. Okay, so I think for some phone number fields, I'm stripping everything but numbers, and kind of like just helps allow to search. So to find that out, I would probably need to look at the DFM file and see where it's being used. Relian's number. Open to view number. Trade me ID. Yep, okay. So they are all a number only. So that's fine. But okay, it's complaining about the no-op, and yes, I will remove that one because oops, what happened there? That vanished. Let's close that without saving. List ink DS, that one. Let's come down to the end. Yep, no, that's fine. Okay, I don't know what happened there. We don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. And I think comment typo. Yep, 10. 6. So yes, we can have that. It should be const. Yes. And fix 11. But yeah, I'm not going to fix that one without having some proper testing in place. 3 is left over from okay, and I've okay. So we'll see how well it fixes those. These are all pretty minor. I probably could have more quickly fixed them myself, but bug 6. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I don't know about that one. Okay, let's have a look at the diff. Okay, yep. Okay. Alterations, trunk. That is what, and I'm pretty sure there's a date field, so it's probably not a problem, although that is following the comment anyway. I will leave that. And removing inherited. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. Let's commit that. Okay. And the thing I forgot to do was yes to all. Let's verify that compiles. Let's go do a form next, and then we'll probably stop because this is a ridiculously long video, which you're possibly not overly interested in. Anyway, get listing inquiry, I think. Okay, this is a big one. So this form is enormous, and there is almost 6,000 lines of code. So let's start with doing some code formatting. Gexperts. No, I need to run it. Control-Alt-Shift-3. It's been reformatted. I'm just going to save that and then have a look at the diff. Okay. Not sure how it found out about that one, but that's all right. Some blank lines removed. That's good. That's good. Capitalizing the X. Okay, I don't see that being an issue. File name, that'd be right. No. I really want these on one line. What I might do is turn off the wrapping lines. Let's get line breaks. Wrap long lines. I wonder if that'll undo it. No. So okay, that's good, that's good. That's fine. That's fine. Integer is good, integer is good. .xml. Yep, I guess that's fine. It's fine, it's fine. I think that it's gonna, but I will do that. Pretty lowercase. Lowercase should be lowercase. As with code formatters, so there's probably lowercase mentioned earlier. Let's go lowercase. So let's do that. Okay. That's not a nice find all. That's all right. So it's basing its changes on the first occurrence. So if I have that incorrect, so it's not actually analyzing the code at all. It's just reformatting the code based on text, on a text analysis. Whereas when you run the Delphi Lint, it actually looks at the definitions in the other units, which is quite nice. Then, yeah, I'm fine with that, changing that. T-bitmap is good. Remove the blank line. Don't need 2 semicolons. That's fine. That's good. JSON, maybe that should be capitalized. It's probably picked it up from the unit or something. So if I do a find, if I do a bookmark, line 3000. From the top. So system.json, that is probably where that's picked it up from. So it's actually a different context to the other one, although it might, I don't know, might not be handling the inline variable. Anyway, carrying on, that's good. Yep, don't need a blank line. Yep, that formatting is good. Oh, I suppose a capital I integer is fine. Else if, yep, capital's good. Integer length. Oh, yep, capital, yep. That's fine. That's good. Good, good, good. Yep. DB Navigator, yeah, that's probably the, and it's wrap that. I'm going to unwrap that. And I got rid of double space, that's fine. Okay, capital L on length is nice. Yep, lowercase nil, that's what I want. Exit result. Number, that's fine, that's adjusted that. I'm going to sort of pick these up from elsewhere in the unit. So, XY capitals, I'm okay with that. Yep, that's right. That's right, that's all good. Oops. Address, yep, lowercase, that's what we want. Show message, yep, that's definitely. The annoying thing is, if this was my first occurrence of show message, it would want to change them all the others in the file. So, okay, now's good, and page control 1, yep. Okay, that has split that. I'm going to unsplit that, but putting that comma in there is good. Capital V value, I'm good with that. Again, I don't want to split that. Capital M on map, that's all fine. Okay, that's all fine. Yes, that's correct. TJPEG image. Wonder what that should be. 4204. TJPEG image, okay. That is correct. T stringless, yep, I'm good with that. Clipboard format, good with that, good with that. Capital I prefer lowercase I. I'm kind of more of a mathematics background, so having I as a summation variable in a formula, it's always lowercase. So, but yeah, but it's not the standard Pascal case. So I'm not sure. I have not decided whether I should change all my IJK variables to being uppercase. Yes. 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 Yep, that's fine. Where should be capital W probably, but oh, I suppose at the beginning end. Yes, okay. Yeah, I think that's more appropriate. So we'll go with that. Yep, post refresh, that's all good. String. Yep, sender different capital S. A field. A field. Okay, I'm fine with that. And some of these changes are possibly unnecessary, but capital DS, well, I suppose Delphi Lint won't complain about that at least. Yep, that's cool. Should we try finally there, obviously. That's something that's going to come up. Yep, capital E on enabled and caption. Yep, all good. Yep, don't need that blank line. iCal. Yep. Yep, want those changes. P-char, yep, it's better. Yes, the opposite capitalization. That's fine. Likewise with that one. Yep, capital C code format. It's all good. Good. Okay, it looks good. Yes, those changes are fine. Although that F should be on a new line, I think. And else if like so. My preference these days, I think. I think that's the standard Delphi way of doing it. Yep, T action. That's fine. That's fine. See, I kept that I as lowercase. Interesting. Okay, yep. Nil should be lowercase, definitely. That's all good, that's good, that's good. Yep, that's good. That's good. Integer, it's good. So yeah, we're getting towards the end. I could remove that begin end. I might do that. My preference is not to have the unnecessary begin ends. Okay, yep, that's good. No, I want that on one line. Okay, it's got a double space there. That's cool. Yep, that's correct. That should be the in capitals. Okay, full address, yep. Geo. Geo. That should probably have a capital G. I won't worry about that. It's all good. Geocode listing. Geocode probably should be one. Yeah, there should probably be lowercase c on that, I think, but no big deal. And URL, no, I want that like so. Pop up. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Thinking. And now it's making the i's lowercase. I'm not quite sure. Obviously, the format is not perfect. I think yes, that should be capital I, capital R on result. Okay, let's save that. Go back into here, reload it, confirm that it compiles, and then we'll commit it. One warning. Yeah, that's... So I've got... so in a string list, I'm saving an email address, but I'm saving the vendor code, the ID from the dataset, as a T object, which is bad. I need to fix that. I need to make this a some other kind of list, probably. Anyway, let's close that. Let's go back to, and I might commit that DFM file as well. But I will double check it's not doing anything nefarious. So it's just changing some screen locations. Yeah, I think those will be fine. It looks fine. Okay. Okay, so let's run Delphi Lint. Analyze this file. This is probably going to be nasty. Occasionally, Delphi Lint will crash, and the analysis will continue forever and ever. But what you can do is go into the Delphi Lint menu, and there is this restart server. But I suspect it is still analyzing the file because it is pretty substantial. So let's give a quick, while it's doing that, quick look at Claude. How am I doing? So probably editing this file, I'll probably run out of tokens. With my suspicion. Okay, how many we got? 386. Okay. So the unnecessary imports are probably wrong, but implementation 61. No. Okay. Yes, I'm good with that being changed. Yeah, that's probably fine. The tag will be a small number anyway, under 100. Inherited. Yep, we can fix that one. FN. File name. I should probably file name, really. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay, too many variables. Yep, I'm okay with that at the moment. Naming convention. Commented out code should be removed. Text hint on DB edits does not work. So probably if they're disabled, I'm not sure. I'll leave that. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Expected standard windows. Yes. Yes, it's pretty true. How bad's this with statement? Bad. It's the... Oh, it's not horrendous, but no, I'm not going to fix it. This, most likely, a bunch of this should be moved into the data module, although with Resi Global, it's from two different data modules. So no. Complexity, remove with. Yep, there's a lot on that. Yeah, that's wanting me to change that back. Okay. With statements. Yeah. So that will be on that. And there's another with statement. Ugh. Nested with statements. Yay. No, I'm going to leave that. Too long. Redundant inherited. Yep. Redundant inherited. Yep, I'm okay with that being removed. Remove with. Okay, what does that look like if I remove? I think I'm okay with getting rid of that. Let's just put that back. And just double check some of the scope. So that's listing inquiry. That's fine. Need post listing inquiry. Okay, I think that's right. And that one. Okay, I'm good with that. So I can say something like var f is assigned that if dot and not going to remove that one today. It's another with, lots of with statements. Back when I thought they were a useful way of making code easier to read. Sales code. Yes, please fix that. Redundant inherited. Redundant inherited. I did have, you do need to check these because if you have something that's if if source equals sender, then do a bunch of stuff, else inherited. Removing this inherited call removes everything. So hopefully that'll be fixed. I've posted that as a issue on GitHub for the project. Okay, yep, they can be removed. This statement needs a semicolon. Okay, not sure why that didn't go, but let's remove that. And let's move you out of the way a little bit. Yes, that is missing a semicolon. And that one is missing a semicolon. Yep, fix, fix, fix. Yep, that's correct. Yes, you can go redundant inherited call. Yep, that can go with. Yeah, I'm going to leave that one for now. I could do that same sort of fix. Oh, maybe I should. If that, and it hasn't got a try finally either, which try finally if.free and if.select category. So that is slightly better code. Okay, I might save that as we're going. Remove redundant, yes. And I'm not too concerned about. Yep, that should be a capital P. Let's get rid of that. Inherited, remove this redundant inherited call, yes. Yep, those next three are fine. As is the next two. Looks like we're heavily into events now. Yes and yes. Yes, yes, yes. Terminate with a semicolon. Yes, that should definitely have a semicolon. Well, technically it's not necessary, but. And no, I'm not removing that one. I mean, I should, but. I'm going to change these. Oops. Valid. Ratio and background. And fix aspect form. Ugh. Okay. Oh, okay, let's go down to the bottom. It's lost our spot. Yep, I thought pop-up was a one word. Okay, redundant parentheses. Yes, they are redundant. Inherited. Yes, you can go, and you can go. You can go. You can go. Yep. And okay, I've got halfway to 3. Yep, those next 3 are good. Those quickly. Those next 2 are fine. Explicitly cast the encoding, yeah, maybe. Create, yes please. Send to floppy disk. This gives you an indication as to how old this application is. I could probably get rid of that now. Yeah, it'd be interesting to look at blame. That line is probably. I probably wrote that, so it's probably maybe 25 years old. Maybe a bit longer. Yeah. With DM, and that's quite a bit. But I don't think necessarily there's very much. A few things. Let's move you out of the way for a bit. Really? Is that it? That looks like it. And while we're here, so many forms have a data module associated with them. Oops. And they should be try finally there as well. Yeah. Okay. Remove this redundant inherited call. Yes, I think the next 3 are all fine. Fix, fix, fix. And the next 2. Oh, redundant parentheses. Yeah, look at that. So let's get rid of that. Remove trailing white space. That's interesting. So you can go, you can go, you can go. There might have been something like active control equals DBE heading or something like that previously, and then I changed it to focus and left the brackets. Or I just put brackets in for no good reason. Yep, and you can fix that for me. Yep. Yep, redundant inherited. Yep, fix that. Fix that. Terminate the statement, the semicolon. Yes. Oops. Terminate that one, the semicolon as well. And that inherited can go. Okay. Yes. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a quick fix for that one. I would have thought that would be easy to write, but so as you can see, I'm just doing the low-hanging fruit at this stage. I suppose technically. Remove this redundant jump. That is redundant. Very nice. So I don't need to say that that case statement is being terminated. 0. Yes, and yes. Save that as we go. Problematic cast. Yes, that is a problematic cast. I shouldn't be doing that. I should not be casting an integer to an object. That is just not good. The reverse is worse. I worked on a project where pointers were stored in a database. I mean, it was temporary, but even so, that is just scary. Redundant inherited. Yep, that's fine. 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 If assigned J. Yep, okay. And I'm presuming that is a class function. Just a quick double check. Yeah, class function, and it creates the map and frees it. And should probably be able to try finally there, but I won't worry about that. Let's focus on this unit. Oh, we've lost our location. Well, I might just click Analyze again and see what we get. I could probably remove that line, actually. But I won't at this stage. I'll worry about... Oh, wait till the analysis is done anyway. So I'm doing things in the order of the code formatting, because that will sort out a lot of the capitalization very quickly for Delphi Lint. So 236 remaining. We've gotten rid of like 100 of them. And then using Delphi Lint and then Pascal Expert. I like Delphi Lint because you can right-click to fix issues. That's not available in Pascal Pascal Expert, but Pascal Expert's pretty good at spotting things. Fix Insight, I think, needs some love by TMS I mean, I don't think it supports Delphi 13 yet, and I'm not sure if it even supports inline variables properly. So that's a bit problematic. So yeah. So basically when I come down to, we find our first, let's go, oh, let's start by, do I want to remove that? No, I'm going to leave that just in case it messes up. Make sure there is a vendor before looking them up. Terminate the statement with a semicolon. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I should probably remove that code. Is that going to mess up my Delphi Lint? Naming convention with statements. Yep. Too long. Okay, redundant. Okay, it's got the right line. Okay, that's cool. Let's fix that. So it was fine with me editing the source code. Oops. Fix that one. Absolute value. That's cool. Inherited call with DM. So that's local. So it's just those two. And then we don't need that anymore. Okay, with statement removed. Okay, I'm happy with that. Again, well, that's a very similar looking bit of code to before. Okay. I might just leave the blank lines in there. For now, redundant and inherited. So there's that one. Let's move you out of the way. I suppose I could dock you. Oh, as I was kind of saying before, so each, oops. So I'm kind of occasionally seeing lines disappear when I press save. I wonder what's going on there. But anyway, we've still got the two that we did. Anyway, data modules. So this is a function, and it just returns that data module for in this unit. I could make it a method on the form, I suppose, but review unnecessary import. Let's comment that out and see if we get any. Although it might have links on visual controls, potentially. So I might leave that. Anyway, let's carry on. Yes, that redundant inherited call can go. Yep, those next two. Superfluous, yeah. Can remove that. That can go. And that one can go. I generally like using field by name these days. So that would be my preferred. I'm not sure why I'm using that, because it returns a variant. I don't know, but I'm going to get rid of those redundant begin ends. Yeah. And there's a with statement there, which is okay. So I'm not entirely certain the value of, like for a client, I possibly would not go to this level of cleanup on code unless I was going through and modifying it for some reason, because this is quite time consuming and I'm not actually delivering any value apart from nicer code. But to whatever the end product is not actually changing. Remove this redundant inherited call. Yes. Please do. That's fine. Yes, that's fine. So in actions, it's not good to have, if this possibly could raise an exception, then action on update occurs lots, and you just end up with this endless loop that the user can't get out of. So I'm just eating the exceptions. I should probably log them, but that one and that one. Okay, next three are fine. As are the next three. Okay, we must be closing in on where we were. Yep. Yep, I think those next three are all good. Now, the other hassle with doing this is I'm going to have to review the do a diff on the changes and make sure that they're all fine. So let's get rid of this with. So the reason these withs were here is before I added this DM function, it was underscore DM listing inquiry, which is quite long, and that makes the with statement look rather appealing. But that is not so bad. And I know what it means, and it's consistent amongst many of the units, not all of them. Okay, so we're kind of powering through, and I think that might be pretty much up to where we were when we were coming up from the bottom. So there's a lot of like naming conventions I'm ignoring. Like, yeah, I'd like that to have a capital W. That would be fine. In fact, I could do that. It's Control-Shift-J, is it? Control-Shift-J. Where? And just make sure it's not getting a where in some other. Okay. Yeah, so this kind of some of these exceptions should be handled a lot better. Too long. Lines being too long. Oh, because of the comment. Yeah, so there's a bunch of things that I am ignoring. I could disable them. The hassle with the Delphi Lint is rename this variable to match naming convention. Commented out code should be removed. Show contact entry. Yes, that's right. So this is now done. So show contact entry, that was a global method in contact entry. And now let's show it in the gallery. Gallery, show gallery, prepare CMA. Oh, I see. It would show that as well. Yeah, no, that's redundant now. I'm happy to get rid of that. That's fine. Yeah, I could go through all of these. Commented out code. Copy the single file, source name, convert. Okay, so this is obviously doing a file conversion of some kind rather than just a straight copy. I'm okay with removing that. And I could run this again and have a quick look. In fact, let's do that. Hopefully we're down to far fewer issues. I don't think I'll probably fix any more at this point. And then we can run Pascal Analyzer. In fact, we just run Pascal Analyzer while it's doing that. On the current module, let's do a quick analysis. Lots and lots. Explicit float comparison. I'm okay with that. And that is fine as well. There's probably a better way of expressing that these days. Common sub-expressions, redundant parentheses. Nope, that's incorrect. That one's probably incorrect. Correct. But there's no parentheses there. That one's redundant though. And yeah, what are we down to? 167. So we've gotten rid of a couple of hundred issues from there. I'm going to close that though. Redundant parentheses. Yes, that is redundant. It's interesting that the Delphi Lint did not seem to pick up these redundant parentheses. And Pascal Expert seems to have a couple of false positives. I have reported this to Krista, and hopefully he'll fix it. So there's obviously it's thinking that these are parentheses that are not required. Again, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's probably that last one. Oh, that's hideous. No, I'm not going to touch that. Yes, there are probably things I cannot have parentheses around on that, but I'm not going to. That one's redundant. There we go. That can be fixed up. Likewise with that one. Yep. You can go. And you can go. And the outer parentheses on that if. Right, yep, that fixed that. Okay. Okay, with statements. So I've still got quite a few to go. For loop not used. Yeah, it's another password thing. That looks like there should be some common code there. Okay, it's on clicks. Conflicting accelerators. I'm not worried about any of those. Identifiers never used. Render bitmap image that are used but never set. That can probably be a const. Why? I'm suspecting this is probably way back when I didn't understand parameters and objects and things very well. I've gone, well, I'm modifying map image by loading stuff into it and adjusting the width and height, but not really. So it should be const. Identifiers never used. Oh, yeah, that's an event. Show message measure. That looks really suspect. Menu item, fixed aspect, measure item. Oh, I'm going to remove that. That's got to be that's debugging. That shouldn't be there. Yeah, that should get compiled out. Let's recompile that. Yep, that's gone. Yeah, I probably need to run Pascal Expert again. Although if I'm moving, that's an event. I can't do anything about that. Identifiers never used. Set focused. Okay, so those are all part of an interface, which Pascal Expert does not identify properly. So copy to clipboard. Okay, that's private. Control find. It does copy it to clipboard, so manage variables. I'm not going to worry about any of that. Error. Maybe. Okay. So I'm just going to verify that compiles, and then go through the I think I'm not going to do Claude Code today. I think I have worked on this file enough. Let's go through our diff for listing inquiry. Okay, that was that event we removed that was doing a show message. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was thinking about, but anyway, inherited gone with DM. Yep, getting rid of DM is good. Okay, I'm okay with all that, I think. Yep, getting rid of with statement. Sounds good. It's just capitalizations, inherited gone, inherited gone, inherited gone, comment gone, inherited's all gone. Yeah, semicolon, inherited, semicolon, inherited. Okay, fix the case on that. That's good. Don't need inherited, don't need inherited. Okay. With trade me, there's always the small possibility that there's a scoping issue where when removing a with. So, like if you're modifying a data set on a form, and maybe you have a form event, and you have a data set. Well, you have with data set, and there's a close. If you remove the with data set, that close is still going to be valid because it's going to be valid on the form. And so, because there's a method on the form which is called close, so you're not getting any red squigglies in that case. And of course, the opposite can be true. That, like when you, anyway, with statements are bad. Never use them. Never ever use them. Is basically what I'm saying. Finally, after free. Yep. Okay. Good. Inherited. Pause. Yep. Good. Map, semicolon, that's fine. Inherited, fixing. Yes, that's fine. Yep, and that's that debugging code. I do not know. I do not want to know. Inherited, absolute value. Yep, inherited. I get rid of that with, and that looks fine. Inherited is fine. Getting rid of that with is nice. Inherited, another with statement eliminated. Inherited. Yep, we don't need that comment. Inherited. Get rid of accept. Yep, inherited. This really should be listings website. Double check that in a moment. Inherited gone. Yep, that pop-up is fine. More inherited. Okay, where? That's all good. Inherited. And brackets. Yep, that's cool. Inherited brackets. Inherited. Lots more inherited. Getting rid of with. It's a nice and easy one. Inherited. Okay, assign j. J is not equal to nil. That is the same. Okay, all those inherited. I prefer the case on this side, but that's what it will actually be in the field name. But anyway, inherited vendor email. Yep, and I'm okay with that. I would think Claude Code is probably going to have a lot to say about this unit, but we're already approaching 2 hours. And inherited, and we got rid of those brackets. That's cool. That's good. That's good. Okay, all those inheriteds removing. Oh, no, we had a semicolon leader. That one's modified. And likewise with that one. Inherited gone, inherited gone, redundant brackets gone, inherited gone, no redundant brackets. Redundant brackets. Inherited, inherited. Okay, we've got rid of the with DM. Okay, and put in the try finally. That's cool. Inherited gone. Inherited gone, gone, gone. More inherited gone, more inherited gone. Okay, changing the case on that is fine. Inherited gone. Okay, heavily into the events. Inherited. Yep. Yep, redundant brackets. Pop up, change the case on that, and we're done. Okay, and all of those I am good with. Let's do both of those, and this should have an event removed from something. It does not. Obviously that event with the show message was not attached to anything, which is cool. I probably should have checked that when I removed it, just to know what it was doing. So I might I'm not sure why they keep drifting explicit height and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to commit that this time, but I'm going to say changes made with Delphi Lint and Pascal Expert. Okay, and I'm going to revert you. Okay, so then I'll go modified and yes, and just verify that it compiles it. There's nothing in that DFM file that was modified that needed changing. Okay, so at this point, I would probably proceed with Claude Code, but I am exhausted from looking at all of this, and you are probably as well. If you've persisted to this point in the video, I congratulate you. That should probably go as well. Anyway, let's stop here. If you found this useful, then yeah, give it a like, because I don't know if I'll do any more of these. I might if I have a go at this file with Claude Code and just have a bit of a look to see what it suggests. I might record that, but otherwise I probably won't do another one of these. The other option is I could do some live coding, which is effectively what this is. I'm not going to be editing it. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see more of this. Editing actual real code. So this is, this code is really old, some of it. I, for the most part, probably haven't touched it for at least 5 years. And yeah, as I say, some of it is pretty close to 30 years old. So some of the code, I was probably not writing good code at that point. It's my first programming job, was working on this. So, but anyway, let's conclude this at about the 2-hour point. I'll record a little bit of an introduction, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.